What's going on, y'all? So listen up, man, real fast. You see the thumbnail. The thumbnail is, are people trying to make us sick? Listen, I'm not going to be naive, especially historically speaking. For black folks, we already know about the Tuskegee experiment, and government gave black folks syphilis. We know the power of pharmaceutical, big pharma, and it just makes perfect sense that if people are well, you ain't gonna make no money. If people sick, you gonna make money, right? And so when profits are involved and whatnot, and then shit, it makes sense to have people sick. So I'm not gonna be naive about that, right? So as a man, though, I'm not gonna spend no time really on the problem, because as men, it is our job to lead the spiritual charge and the physical charge, right? And so, especially if we say we believe in God, we believe in ancestors, we believe in, the divine, whatever this invisible power is, we also would like to say that this power is actually bigger than the so-called enemy. So if that be the case, then shit, the transmission must be cloudy, as my people say, right? It must be messed up here, right? Need to get on the phone with the spirit world and do something, right? And so, I want to point our attention to really a solution, okay? And because it's not a hard solution, right? It just really isn't. The battle is within the mind first, okay? This is what we have to understand, okay? We got to understand that the battle is within the mind. And when I say that, I'm saying that is because we have to really understand how we are made, man. And that becomes the problem because we don't understand how we made, okay? And when I say that, I'm saying, listen, the number one killer in the world is heart disease. Something dealing with the heart, right? Heart failure, heart disease. And let's say the number one cause of that is stress. But stress is based off what? Perception. Ants falling on me, no problem, flick them off. If I had a woman right here, ant fall on her, 9 times out of 10, she gonna freak out, right? Stress is based off perception, okay? So that means what stress you out don't stress me out. So now that also means that the brain, these glands, one called the amygdala, the amygdala is what I call it because it's spelled amygdala, amygdala, they say is responsible for fear. What we should understand is it is our perception and our reaction to external stimuli, called an event, that sends a signal to this structure, and this structure rings off. And then at the same time, simultaneously, this event gets cataloged inside another structure called the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory. So this is a bad memory, okay, put it over here. Good memory, put it over here, okay? And this is how the brain works. So our brain is studying us and is waiting for us to charge, meaning positive or negative, charge the event, and so it can store it in its proper category, okay? So that's what we got to understand. All right, cool. And so now the stress chemical, one of them is called cortisol. That's a very dangerous chemical when there's too much of it, produced by your adrenals and your pituitary gland in your head. Now, the pituitary gland is known as the master gland. It's very interesting, right? I like to dispute that, but I do that in another work because of this wide range of function in the body as a chemical server, okay? Its job is to push chemicals throughout the body, okay? And so the adrenal sits on top of our kidneys, yes? All right. And so what happens is we end up being in a prolonged state of stress. This is dangerous because our internal environment, our chemical environment starts to become toxic, and this becomes disease. And so as the adrenals sits on top of the kidneys, the adrenals can send a signal back up to the brain to get the brain to want to produce more chemicals. The body loves us so much and is so divine that we end up creating something called daughter cells. Daughter cells are cells that are specifically designed to take in stress chemicals rather. And so when these cells don't have no food, they start screaming back up to the brain, hey, I'm hungry, I don't have no stress juice. And this is called a negative feedback loop, where the adrenals in these cells communicate back up to the pituitary gland, okay? And the hypothalamus, which is the chemical maker. The hypothalamus is like the bar owner who buys all the chemicals. He got them all. And then the pituitary is like the server who serves all the chemicals. And so what also happens is we start to think about something like, hey, the brain be like, oh, they need stress chemicals down there. Okay, yo, hippocampus, can you please draw up that memory where I was stressed out about this and that? I lost my job and this and that. Okay, now I can see the image going in my head. And then the chemicals say, oh, okay, now there go the image. Now let's start dumping these chemicals back into the body. And that's dangerous. This is called a negative feedback loop. Look into it, HPA axis, okay? And so we have to understand this. We have to understand that we can absolutely cut this off, cut this bad programming off, this ill health that people want us to be in. We can cut it off by a multitude of things. But the one thing I want to talk about today is the one that kills stress, the one that lowers blood pressure, which in return stops stroke, which in returns stop us from dying from heart issues, right? That number one thing lowers cholesterol, helps people heal faster when they're burned and stuff. That number one thing that I want to talk about today, that thing is touch. In Chinese, we call it chu pong, touch, okay? Yeah, look into it. Touch absolutely gets rid of all those things that I just named. Touch helps you produce bonding with someone. By touching, helps you produce a chemical called oxytocin. Oxytocin is the love chemical. Oxytocin destroys cortisol. Cortisol can't survive with oxytocin. See, you got to make your mind up, man and woman. You can't serve two masters at the same time. What side you rolling with? You rolling with they and gonna be stressed out? Are you gonna man up? You gonna woman up? I say woman up with a man that man up, in my opinion. And start to take control over yourself, right? Play on words, yourself, you know how people do, right? But that's really real though, right? So take control of yourself, okay? And so touch, man, being intentional with touch. Come here, baby, let me hold you. Let me cuddle with you. Let me put my hand on your, oh, you got a thyroid? Come here. Got thyroid issues? Let me put my hand over your throat. Let me kiss your throat. Let me hold you. Now, I know y'all may be saying this, boy, he tripping. No, that ain't what the studies say. The studies say I ain't tripping. You imagine being an infant needs, hear me out, an infant absolutely needs touch when they're born from the womb. Imagine not having touch when you come out the womb. You would die. You would literally die. Don't touch that infant at all, you would die. Okay? So this is not no hyperbole, okay? And so we gotta learn how to be more caring. Like if you care about yourself, you care about the people, then, you know, show up. That's all I'm gonna say. I know this ain't for everybody. Everybody ain't gonna hug and touch, right? But for those who this is for, you know, please practice it. I got this saying. Once you know the miraculous healing power of touch, and again, we're in the information age. Google it, man. Touch healing effects on health. Just Google it. If we can agree that this has happened, Harvard has studied it, these medical centers have studied it and said, yep, it's true, then we can never, ever deny the person that we love touch. Never. So I know some people that act like cactuses. They don't like bonding and touching. They ain't their thing. But we got to do better. I'm telling you that. We got to do better. All right? Usually that be men. Some women like that too, right? But we just got to get in that zone. So this is what you got to do, all right? Give yourself, please, I beg of you, Please give yourself permission to allow yourself to express love. This is important. Okay? Give yourself permission to do this. Okay? The second thing is surrender to the process. It's not going to be easy. Things may come up, but surrender to the process of allowing yourself to say and express what you feel. There's a lot of stuff that's bogged in and down that is preventing us from going to the next level. That's really the real lockdown. The real lockdown ain't got nothing to do with COVID. COVID is just an external representation of an internal psychological shit that we've been going through for many, many years and not building the grand utopia that we know that we can build. Okay? And so give yourself permission, allow yourself to surrender to the process. Now, I like to say, find you a practice partner, please. Now, I know that may sound crazy, right? But it ain't no crazier than understanding that you're grown behind 30, 40, 50, 60 plus years old and you ain't in your ideal relationship and come back hindsight 2020, you ain't never been in your ideal relationship. So what in the hell makes you think, and this is, you got a big ego, the audacity for us to think that all of our lives we did it wrong, that all of a sudden we just gonna magically manifest and do it right. And you don't even have a track record of having success in this grand utopia that you want to experience. Something is off here. Something is drastically off. So find you a practice partner where you can just start with communications that will allow you to express your authentic self, and even impromptu role play. Impromptu role play. What do you mean impromptu role play? What's up, baby? How you doing today? Did you get that note I left you on the dresser? Role play. We role playing. It's just role playing. Role play through your shit. Since you know what you want, since this is what you say that you want and how you gonna be, even though you ain't never did it before, role play through it. This is gonna open up the creativity centers. That's where love resides when you know the zodiac. Creativity is associated with love. It's the same law that rules it. It's called the fifth house, okay? It rules that. So give yourself permission to have fun. Give yourself permission to tap into that real inner child. If you're dealing with the inner child and the fun, you have to touch, okay? Because it's very, very, very therapeutic. Find you a practice partner, okay? All right? And if you a man that would love to practice what I'm saying, you got the space where you can practice. Obviously you can, right? Please let me know. Because I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I got some dumb pieces. I'm serious though. I swear to God. There's beautiful women. Listen, niggas. Niggas stay away. I ain't talking to the Mikes with the pit bulls of the world. I ain't talking to niggas. I'm talking about men that know that it's something deeper. There's a connection with nature. See, women, the legend says, are inherently more in tune with this. And I can say that's true because I know women whose menstrual cycles come every time the moon get in the same constellation in the sky, their menstrual cycle start. You can't show me as a man what external body gets in one place every month or every whatever, and you have a certain type of biological experience. You can't show me that as a man, bro. You can't. Right? So I'm saying there are women who are on a spiritual journey and coming back within their original nature that they desire to be vulnerable enough to have a practice partner. Real talk. Real talk. See, this is going to make you become a better man, and it helps her become a better woman. And we ain't talking about nothing freaky. You can if that's what y'all on. Y'all grown. But my point is, we're here. And then we're descending and building through conversation. And then wherever the path takes, It's wherever the path takes, okay? But give yourself permission. I call this the dragon heart. The dragon heart. All right? Because you got to have the heart of a dragon to do this, okay? This is dragon heart healing love practice. I think when we talk about love, the word healing should always be in front of it. And it don't mean that you sick. It simply means that it's therapeutic. It simply means that we can live into long age without any severe issues, no medical issues, no health issues, right? So when I say longevity, I'm talking about the quality of long life being there, okay? So that's very, 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 very important. And salute to my Chinese masters who imparted this wisdom upon me. But this is a very simple, but you must be dedicated to it every single day, every single day, every single day. All right. So anyway, I'm gonna come off of it with that. If you want to join us, man, join the Patreon. Oh, if you would like to receive some of our letters, some letters, writings that we have, the introduction to the fixed gate, email me. We'll drop the email right here. I'll send it to you. If you want more, I'll send it to you. These are not in the Patreon. People in the Patreon come more because they want to learn the astrology, which is more of the outer science, even though we delve a little bit into the inner aspect of it as well. But there are certain things that are not really for everybody, in a sense. And you have to show a little bit of fortitude that you are one of these people who like to, understand what I'm talking about in full depth. And you're more than welcome to email me, and I'll email it to you. If you want another one, we can talk about it and whatnot, and show you the path of what we're absolutely working on. Listen, I'm not exaggerating. And, I'm going to talk about women and their safety in another video, because women need to be safe. Women always want to feel safe. They're biological creatures that were divine, that were sent to be protected, because anytime a woman gets pregnant, any species, any gender gets pregnant, you have to protect that, because if not, then life in the next generation and the continuation of life of the species die. So you have to protect that. So women are biologically designed. If you really pay attention to women and you talk to them, they're like, oh, I feel so safe. Or when I feel safe, I can do, and it's like, oh, okay. I will say this though, ladies, stop watching them damn crime shows. Y'all can stop that and all this trauma and stuff, you know what I mean? But, having that safe spot is paramount. And like I alluded to earlier, there are beautiful women who are having blissful experiences through the process of the dragon heart practice, okay? So as a man, I'm a little bit more protective of them in that sense, as I should be in a sense. But I'll slowly but surely start to reveal and share some of these powerful blessings, okay? Maybe some, but even comment and just say amen, okay? But I start to reveal it to you. What I'm talking about is absolutely I'm not saying the only. I'll never be egotistical to say that, but this is a powerful way. Way means nature, Tao, follow the path, right? This is a powerful way to step into our healing, to step into our power, to step into our wholeness, okay? So join us in the Patreon, where you can learn the astro sciences and compatibility. And my astro class, live class for 6 weeks is in there. You can just go back and click on the links and get it. Especially week 5 was off the chain, because I shared my compatibility system of showing you how to see how compatible you are with a person. And this could be your business partner, this can be anything. Energy is energy. It does not care about the nature of the relationship. And you need to understand that, okay? So join the Patreon, hit us up. And in fact, on the equinox coming up, we're going to journey on our 28 days of gratitude, starting Saturday, the 23rd, the fall equinox. That's what we're doing, journeying into gratitude. So we would love to have you. In fact, on the last week, that last Sunday, my brother Minister Jew is doing something dealing with the journal, the butterfly effect on the journal, taking your goals and writing them, and then understanding what color light that you need to be writing your goals and doing visualization under. Because if you understand trees and nature, nature responds to certain colors of light. It's all invisible. You don't see it. You don't see purple, blue, green, and yellow and orange. You don't see those lights out here. But it's within this visible spectrum of daylight. It's in there. So nature responds differently to different vibrations of light. This is why you start to see stuff now called red light therapy, blue light therapy. Come on, man. This is very, very, very real. Okay. So you're going to be able to do that as well for 21 days as we're wrapping up our 28-day journey. And we got tons of testimonials. But anyway, man, I love to see you. And at the end of the day, what they trying to do to us, they can't stop you. You the best, man. Honestly, you are the best. The divinity and the power has always resided within us. All right. The mere fact that somebody got to try to do something shows you that you the shit. All right. So don't even worry about that. Tune that out and turn on your CERN machine, which is this and this right here. All right. Get with me.